And welcome back to Chronic Health Solutions. I'm Ashley, and if you are anything like me, this back to school season already feels super overwhelming and it is just getting started. Whether your kids are back in a traditional classroom or maybe you're juggling homeschool routines, there is a really good chance that your nervous system is feeling this shift. The transitions, the to-do list, the emotional weight of managing everyone else's needs, and then also just that schedule change, it really adds up fast. So today we're going to be talking about something that might explain why you feel so off right now. It's called the chronic stress spiral. You're going to learn what it is, how to recognize when you're stuck in one, and also how to begin to calm your nervous system, even in the middle of a chaotic day. So let's get started. Welcome to Chronic Health Solutions. If you are more than just a tired mom, I'm talking trying to make it through the day without crashing by noon, you're not alone. I'm Ashley, a wife, mom, and certified health coach. I've been where you are, battling chronic health symptoms such as brain fog, joint pain, and fatigue that made me wonder if I'd ever feel like myself again. After uncovering root causes like stress, poor sleep, and hormone imbalance, I found simple health routines to feel better, one habit at a time. Keeping up with your kids is not impossible. Pop in your earbuds and take a break from the chaos. It's you time. All right, friend, let me take you back to a Sunday afternoon, one that was supposed to be really laid back and calm. The kids were playing loudly, of course. The laundry was unfolded on the kitchen table. There were dishes in the sink that needed to be done, and I was sitting with a piece of paper trying to map out the week ahead and figure out what all I needed to do. But my mind just felt like it would not cooperate. I remember staring at my paper, rereading the same to-do list that I had written down several times. My chest was starting to feel tight, my thoughts were racing, and I couldn't decide whether I needed to make dinner, respond to a text, go deal with the laundry, or lie down and take a nap. I wasn't doing anything strenuous, but my body was acting like I had just ran a marathon. This is what nervous system overload can look like. It's not chaos that's on the outside, but it's something that we feel on the inside. And if you are already battling chronic symptoms like fatigue, inflammation, maybe some kind of autoimmune disease, anxiety, anything like that, these quiet moments can feel anything but calm. It's a time when we want to be able to really just regroup, but our body just will not allow us to do that. And even though these feelings really feel like it's in the moment, your body isn't broken. It's just asking for some kind of a reset. So let's talk about that. I want to share, there are 4 different signs that you're in a chronic stress spiral. And then let's talk about how we can step out of that. Okay. Sign number 1, and I've talked about this before, it's whenever you feel wired, but also you feel tired. So let's talk about what is happening. You're physically exhausted, but you cannot seem to settle. You will find yourself scrolling aimlessly on your phone. You might be just walking around tidying up random things, or maybe you're just restless. You feel like, man, I'm so exhausted, but I just feel very restless. Your body just doesn't know how to slow down. And why this happens, this can be just a classic sign of being stuck in sympathetic overdrive or your body's fight or flight mode. Your nervous system is acting like there is this threat, so it keeps you on high alert even whenever you really need the rest and there actually isn't that much of a threat. So what can we do about it? I want to talk about, during my coaching program, I talk about the Power 9, which are these foundational habits that we create in order to feel better. And so I want to share with you a couple of different tips that we can do that really are anchored in that Power 9 that can help to really calm your nervous system and that internal alarm system that is going off often when we find ourselves in just this chronic state of stress. So a few things you could do would be to light a candle. I like to do, if you get like a soy candle, or I personally will use a diffuser. Put some oils in a diffuser or light a candle. And then sit near a sunlit window and just spend a few minutes just sitting in the quiet. You could also take a slow walk around your house barefoot for that movement and then also that grounding effect. You know me, I love to walk in my backyard while my kids play outside. You could open up a devotional or a prayer journal and then really kind of take that time to connect with God and see where, if you have anything going on spiritually that you really need to speak about and talk over with the Lord. Another thing you could do is just to, again, take a big glass of water and make sure you're drinking that water and getting yourself well hydrated. These gentle cues are going to remind your body that it's okay to come down from that high alert state that you're currently in and that you feel like you're stuck in and can't get out of. Even though this really feels like such a small tweak, I just want to encourage you to remember that you don't have to overhaul your entire routine. Just doing one small shift repeated often over time, can make a huge impact on helping you to feel like yourself again. And that is what our goal is. Okay, sign number 2 is that you are forgetful, foggy, or zoning out, or like I like to say, brain fog. So what's happening? You are losing, let's say you're losing your train of thought mid-sentence. You reread the same book or email multiple times and it feels like you still haven't absorbed what it actually said. Or my favorite that I do all the time, you walk into a room and you can't remember why you went there in the first place. Okay, why is this going on? While I will say there can be other issues at play, for instance, I have noticed for myself, vitamin D levels have impacted this greatly, and getting those up has been very beneficial for me. Also, long-term stress can play a role in this because it reroutes your energy away from memory and concentration. Your body is in this survival mode, and so it is prioritizing alertness over clarity because it's looking for the threat, it's looking for the danger. That is why brain fog and forgetfulness can really feel intense, especially whenever chronic symptoms are involved. So what can we do about that? Instead of trying to push through, which is what I have been guilty of in the past, what if we take and try to really ground ourselves with some habits that are going to help us to feel better? This could be stepping outside for fresh air, like I mentioned earlier, drinking a full glass of water, or just getting a few minutes of sunlight on your skin. These are going to be really small but powerful inputs that are going to send that calming signal to your brain and also to your body, which is going to help your body to realize, hey, we're safe, everything is good here. And I am going to be going over this a little bit more in next week's episode about how we can really give those safety signals to our body. This week is really talking about, okay, what are the signs that this is going on? Here are a few quick tips to get us through this, but then we'll dig in a little bit more about what can you do to really give your body those safety signals, because that's what your body's missing. It is missing the fact that you are safe. It thinks you are not, which is why you're constantly in this stress loop. Okay, instead of pushing through, let's just take a few minutes to really say, okay, what can I do in order to support my body, even if it's just a quick 1 to 2 minute routine that I can do. And just remember, this is not about trying harder. It's about meeting your body where it's at and then just supporting your system in a different way. Because the reality is what you're doing hasn't been working. That's why you're continuing to feel like this. So let's see if we can figure out a different way to support your body and support your system. Okay, sign number 3, which is that you are more irritable or you emotionally check out. So it could be that you're snapping at people you love, or maybe you just feel nothing at all. You feel very disconnected. You're drained or you're detached, and you're just not showing up and being present in your life and with the people you're in relationships with in the way that you want to. But a lot of times you recognize this, but you feel like you can't pull yourself out of it. This kind of emotional reactivity or shutdown, it can go either way. It can be that you're on high alert, you're really irritable, or that you detach and you are really shutting down. It can be a sign that your body is running low on internal resources. So when you're depleted, your brain is going to start conserving energy by pulling away from that emotional engagement, because emotional engagement requires energy. It's not that it's some kind of a character flaw or something's wrong with you. It's just that your nervous system is trying to cope with the overwhelm that it's feeling without having the support that it needs to take on that overwhelm that it's feeling. So what can we do about this? We can do a few different things. We could eat warm, nourishing foods, something with protein and healthy fat to help to stabilize and balance blood sugar and also support your mood. You could lay down for 10 minutes with your eyes closed, no phone, no task, nothing. Just take a few minutes to rest. You could read a Bible verse, or you could speak, you could do like some kind of speak to a friend. You could do some kind of a short prayer, anything like that. You could take a few moments to find something to laugh at. This is actually one of my favorite methods that I use. And I just love to find something to laugh about every day. I will find funny memes or videos or whatever, just something to just make me laugh has improved so much the amount of joy that I notice in my everyday life. Small doses of pleasure signal safety. And that's what we need to remember. We need to signal to our bodies that they are safe. And when our bodies feel safe, it really allows that emotional capacity to come back so that we're not struggling with that feeling of emotional detachment. And I find that laughter is a really great way to do this. Okay, these small actions are going to help you to reconnect with your body and then also reconnect with your feelings without forcing you to feel like you have to fix everything about yourself or fix everything all at once, because often we just don't have the capacity. If you're already in a stress spiral and you are overwhelmed, you don't need to add on the stress of trying to fix everything at once. So you don't have to feel better instantly. It's just that you have to decide, I'm going to make these small, consistent habits that are going to help my system to have a little bit of time to regroup and to feel better over time. Okay, sign number 4 is that you're exhausted, but you are still not sleeping well. So this can look like you collapse into bed only to toss, to turn, and then to wake up more tired than you were before. You're feeling like you're really not getting that good quality sleep. It might even be that you're sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night, but you still wake up feeling like you haven't slept enough. And again, there can be other things going on with this. Vitamin D, thyroid, all that. Always consult your physician. But the other thing we can look at is that your cortisol curve is dysregulated. So whenever stress hormones stay elevated into the night, your body can't wind down, even when your mind is exhausted and your body needs the sleep. So again, we're looking at ways to lower cortisol, which is that stress hormone. And whenever it stays high all day long, then it really is struggling for you to sleep at night, because it's high into the night when it should be low. Okay, so this is where I personally think good sleep hygiene can be very, very beneficial. And things like that, I mean, it's going to be different for each person, but some good general ideas are turning off overhead lights, especially if it's any kind of a blue light. If you can use more of like an amber colored light, that would be ideal. 30 minutes before bed, an hour really. Avoiding blue lights an hour before bed, screens, things like that. Or if you're using them, at least use blue light glasses, get a good quality one. And then adding in some kind of a wind down ritual or routine. This could be like a warm shower or a 5-minute stretch. It could be that you're chatting with your husband and then you do your skincare routine. It can just be some kind of small, consistent routine that is going to signal your body that, hey, it's time. This is what we do every night when we go to bed. It's time to go to bed. But it's also kind of lowering those stress levels and helping to retrain that stress response, which is going to help your body to wind down and to go to sleep. I previously struggled with this idea that I had to earn rest once I tackled everything on my to-do list. And I do still somewhat, but I've gotten a lot better about it. And for me, this meant staying up late, pushing myself too hard during the day, and then feeling guilty anytime I did choose to rest. Or if I was forced to rest because I pushed my body to the point where I would be down for several days with symptoms, which was actually the pattern that I had for so long. What I've realized now is that rest is not a reward. It is actually a rhythm and a routine that we need to integrate into our lives every single day. If we want to recover and if we want to feel like ourselves again and to feel our best, we must rest. All right, friend, I just want to encourage you that even though a lot of times when we have these symptoms going on, it can feel like our body is failing us. And I just want to encourage you that that is not true. Your body is not failing you. It is just communicating that you need support. It is communicating to you, hey, something is going on here and I need help. So really just let's focus on creating those consistent, simple routines that are going to help you to feel better. So that is all I have for this week. I hope you guys have a wonderful week and I'll see you back next time. Hey friend, I hope you found today's episode helpful. If you did, would you take a quick minute to share it with another mom who is struggling with chronic health issues? And please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It means the world to me to know that this podcast is helping you. All right, time for me to tackle the snack request, and remember that a short walk, even if the kids turn it into a race, counts as self-care. Keep chasing those little wins, even when it feels messy. You're making progress. The information shared in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your healthcare provider before making any changes to your health routine. This podcast is not intended to treat or diagnose any condition. You are the expert on your body. Listen to it and reach out to a trusted provider for support.